Hello, and welcome to the Conscious Code series on the EmbodyME podcast. My name is Crystal Renae. I am your host, and I'm also the Soul Brand Alchemist, helping you create your soul-aligned brand, infusing your human design and gene keys into your business, ensuring that you're aligned in your purpose and that you're magnetizing all of your soul-aligned clients. Now, today we're talking about Gate 53, which I refer to as the Evolutionary Co-Creator. So in human design, this gate is called the gate of development, the gate of beginnings, and the gate of starting. This is located in the root center, moving towards the sacral center. And it's in the channel of maturation, which is a design of balanced development linked to gate 42. It is in the tropical sign of Cancer. In the gene keys, it's referred to as evolving beyond evolution. In the I Ching, it is gradual progress. Gentle wood grows atop the mountain. So the overall energy of Gate 53 carries a potent energy of growth and evolution. This gate encourages the individual to see every experience in life as an opportunity to grow and evolve. With the presence of this gate in your human design, you're naturally inclined to embrace new beginnings and recognize their potential for personal and collective development. Whether it's a new job, relationship, project, or idea, you're adept at navigating through these fresh starts and harnessing their potential to mutate and transform. So let's talk about the Shadow of Immaturity. This signifies an inability to fully integrate yourself into the broader collective due to a lack of emotional and spiritual growth, with an emphasis on the self, often to the detriment of community and shared objectives, impeding the ability to mature and evolve. So in the repressive nature, or if you're more of an introverted person, this can show up as solemn, where you become fixed into a single activity your entire life. You have a deep sense of sadness that might implode at any moment, and you find it impossible to embrace new things in life. You try to hold on to control by keeping everything exactly as it is, and you do not cope well with change. And then you're in your reactive nature, or if you're more of an extroverted person, you can show up as being fickle, and this is where you never sit still long enough to evolve. You're moving from one thing to the next without following through on anything, always beginning new things without any sense of commitment to developing them further. You create something new to escape the fear of being trapped in a cycle, and you lack any real depth or fulfillment. You're not honest in who you are, and you trigger angry reactions everywhere you go. So you're either super fixated on one thing, or you are scared to become super fixated on any one thing, so therefore you bounce around from thing to thing. So in your shadow, you may often feel apprehensive or uneasy when faced with new opportunities or possibilities, leading you to stay in your comfort zone. And this could manifest as starting too many projects or tasks and failing to see them through to completion. And you might feel overwhelmed by the number of open loops in your life. There might be times where you start new things out of scarcity or fear, instead of listening to your inner wisdom and aligning your actions with your true desires and needs. And if you constantly encounter resistance or obstacles in the things that you start, it might lead to disappointment and eventually depression. So in your shadow, you might struggle with trusting in the timing of the universe and may feel pressured to rush into starting new things, even when the timing doesn't feel right. Or you might be seeking fulfillment externally, such as through material wealth, rather than looking inward and understanding the true fulfillment comes from within. So you take fear-based actions, and they're influenced by fear, leading you to selfish acts that cause disharmony and stress in your life. And you may struggle with the concept of evolution and personal growth, often getting stuck in patterns of immaturity and failing to understand the consequences of your actions. So there is no growth in the shadow. You keep yourself stuck from being able to actually expand. That brings us to the gift of expansion, which is the capacity to Embrace growth and change in a grounded and structured manner. And this encapsulates the ability to simplify complex systems and ideas, thereby making evolution and expansion accessible and achievable. So in your gift, you see all of life as an opportunity to grow and develop. Every experience, whether positive or negative, is a chance for you to learn and evolve. And you're skilled at navigating new beginnings and seeing the potential in starting new endeavors. And this includes the courage to step outside of your comfort zone and embrace change. You trust your inner wisdom to guide you in making decisions about starting new things. This sense of trust helps you stay aligned with your true desires and needs. And you understand that development is a structured progression that is both steadfast and enduring, and you're adaptable to the cycles of life that are capable of transitioning and changing as necessary. So despite the pressure to start new things, you understand the importance of patience and resilience. You don't rush into new endeavors without clarity or proper planning. You grasp the cyclical processes of maturation from conception to completion, and this applies to all life forms, relationships, ideas, projects, trends, and even the life cycles of nations and civilizations. So my sister has this gate as her conscious sun, and I'm really seeing this within her, where when she does not embrace change, she does not expand, she does not grow, but when she steps into that gift of expansion, it takes her far. It takes her to new places where she is able to mature. And I honestly believe, as much as I love her, I do believe that she matured a lot slower than I did, but she's also the youngest in, our little family dynamic. But it's so beautiful that as you learn these gates and you can really see them play out in your life and then in the lives of those that you are close to. And that leads us to the Siddhi of superabundance. And that is where the ultimate realization of your potential, the transcendence of the traditional concept of evolution, reaches a point where further evolution is simply the unfolding of the inherent abundance that exists within. So realizing your expansion, realizing how abundant you are, is your highest state of frequency. And you allow your life and consciousness to expand, understanding that it's a process of transcending and including. This includes being open to continual personal and spiritual growth. You accept that not all projects or initiatives you start will reach their end under your leadership, and this understanding helps you focus on initiating and setting the stage for manifestations rather than getting overwhelmed by the need to finish everything yourself. And you trust in the timing of the universe, understanding that every beginning has a right time and place. This helps you align with the natural flow of life and reduces stress and pressure. You are devoted to your own evolution and growth. You understand that evolution demands that systems become more efficient, and you're willing to work towards this efficiency in your life. So you go from the shadow of not wanting to change, wanting things to just stay the same, not actually growing or maturing, into the gift of expansion, where you are finally stepping into the full potential of what you're capable of. And then in your highest state of frequency, you realize that you are the full, expanded, superabundant person that you were born here to be, right? We all come to this earth superabundant, and then we forget it along the path of life, But how you can use this in your business and brand is by taking all of the obstacles that come up in the creation of your business and using them as undercover blessings or hidden lessons in order for you to expand, by having the perspective of, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I take this information and evolve myself and my business? How can I expand my business? And also helping others expand their business and mature into knowledgeable business owners as they go along their expansion journey. And here are some contemplative questions that you can ask yourself if you have this gate active. What identities and attachments do I have? Am I consistently looking for new things to start, or am I nurturing what I've already begun? Where in my life can I find a balance between expanding and contracting, between growing and grounding? And in what areas of my life do I feel pressure to start new things? Is this pressure self-imposed or externally driven? So ultimately, with this gate being in the sacral, it's about making sure that you're spending your energy correctly and that you're taking something solid, something aligned with your energy and expanding that to its fullest potential versus making one mistake within that expansion and then saying, you know what, I'm now afraid that that's not going to go where I want it to go. So I'm going to move on to the next thing. And then there's really no expansion or maturation of your business idea or project, whatever that may be. So to stay focused on that one thing, but before you really hone in fully without becoming over-attached to that one thing and knowing that there is potential for growth and expansion in other areas as well. But to stay focused on that one thing until it comes to completion. And that is the beautiful gate 53, the evolutionary co-creator. And I will see you again when the sun transits into the next human design gate. Bye, guys.